Good evening, guys. Sound check, sound check. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Hi, Paul. Good evening, guys. Can you hear me? Sound check, light check. Welcome, guys. I'm trying to find my light. Sound check, guys. Can you hear me? Good evening in your time zone. Greetings, guys, in your time zone. Greetings. Molibi Yavuti, Mokalavuti. Send me your location, guys. I always am happy to read where you are watching me from, because that tells me that you are engaged and you're following. Blessing Zimba, I see you. Sound check clear. Thank you. Rachel Zimba, Gilbert Kalonga. Fabian, I see you. I have a lot of new followers. Welcome, new followers. I have a lot of new followers because of the video I did yesterday. So welcome, all new followers. You are welcome. Old followers, you are welcome. We thank you for your time. I thank you on this page. Mama CHIKAMONEKA will be joining me soon. Chongwe, Abena Chongwe Munchende, greatest. Good to see you. Send me your location, guys. Tuwebe nyoko mleta mbila, sichaba, mutozi chwangi molibi habuti, mwachoma bwanji. Mudingahi. Ichilamba tishani. I know at least 5 languages. Bemba, Lozi, Tonga. Molibiha, basa molibiha. Gamubola. Gamubola, basa gamubola. Matthews Banda. Rachel from Europe. Welcome, guys. Faith Mulenga, I see you. Abena Luansha, na besa. We are a global platform, guys. We are global because we have everyone from all over the world. We will start accepting you in a little bit. Hey, Mama, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to see you, Mama.
Thank you. Good to see you too, Queen Mpumi. How are you?
Munchende natufika tuli mu studio.
Munchende
Wanyeka munzi. Welcome, guys. Welcome. Get your water, get your coffee. Mama Nick will be visiting us. Today I have my coffee here, guys. This is the Starbucks coffee. I know I want to talk about coffee a little bit. Let me not get distracted, but I want to talk about coffee in Zambia. Zambia, we have the best climate for coffee. So it's a good business that you can do, grow coffee, you know. Starbucks, they buy coffee from all over the world. Kenya, we drink Kenyan coffee. We drink Tanzanian coffee. Zambia, we have the climate, so we can grow coffee. Welcome. I won't waste time since I'm a little bit late. Guys, welcome. Greetings in your time zone. My name is Pumula Stumbeko or Queen Pumi. I'm a certified human rights consultant with the United States Institute of Diplomacy based in Washington, D.C. So guys, this is my part-time, it's my passion, it's voluntary. So the mission of this page is to inform, educate, and share information. Now, to be a human rights advocate, guys, you don't have to be certified. You can, if you want to help people, speak for human rights, you can contact me, or you don't even have to contact me. You can just start on your own and start advocating for human rights. So human rights, guys, is speaking for people who are marginalized, you know, vulnerable, the poor people. That is who we speak for. When we are here, we are not here to attack anyone or any association, whatever. We are a non-partisan platform, meaning everyone is welcome here, because we are fighting for the vulnerable, for the poor, for people who have no help. Like, we educate. You can't believe how many people have called me to say they watched a show and they got educated from this show and it helped them in their situation. So we'll talk about different subjects that affect us in our daily lives, but most importantly, I am the founder and CEO of Nangoma Foundation. It is registered there in Lusaka at Pakra. And also I have a sister company here, Global Human Rights, is registered here in the state of California in the United States. So I see there are a lot of trolls and haters. They just think I want attention. No, I am serious about what I do. So whatever we are doing here is fully legitimate. It's official. I didn't just wake up from my bed and start talking. No, we are fully, and someone was asking, speak for yourself. Who is we? Who is my organizations that I represent? I represent an Nangoma Foundation. We have over 100 advocates right there based in Zambia. And then we have a few advocates in Nigeria, and we have a few advocates in Europe and here in the United States as well. So that is my welcome. Mama, you can come in.
Mwabombeni mkwai chungulopo mkwai bonse mwaiseni ba Alex simkoko mwaiseni awo kwena tuli abansansa sana okula muno kutira mulechita follow i program ya leta bakwini mpumi na mufefe balandira okutira i page ndefa yokubalira pokulanda pali ine page i page abakwini mpumi na page abamama chikamoneka. Icho tuleishira pabweru kwisa mkulanshanya na abantu ngefyo balanda bakwini mpumi ni pamulandu wa kuchita educate abantu ukwishiba ama human rights yabo na ngwisa ambusha abo muchalo chesu cha Zambia. Ero kabiri i page ya kutira tulechusha kwa abantu bakulakalisi abantu imitima bambi kula tontonkanya chawe limbi pali echo tulefwaya sana echo tulechitirefi na tulechitake abantu awe iyi page wakwini mpumi basoso kutira ni page yakulandirapo mo especially bali ama widows abafwirwa abana banshiwa na balanda bonso kutira na bena bengeshiba isambusha abo mchalo chesu cha Zambia kanshi bakwini mpumi basoso kutira iyi page ni page yakuchitapo share ifintu ifileshingwana na bena Zambia nangula mafia ayaleshingwana na bena Zambia ayalepitamu abantu abena Zambia kabili aya mafia aleshingwana na bena Zambia bakwini mpumi tabalebuka fye batampo okutontonkanya iyo balepokelela ukufuma kumunchiendesha lekana muno mwine mchalo chesu cha Zambia kanshi iyi fora ya bakwini mpumi na munga ndaya mafunde echo njitirati munga ndaya mafunde pantuichi abamo kuchita educate okusambilisha abantu ifyo tabaishiba okutira limbibwenga kwata ko olubali lwakwishiba n'okula abafunda effort fili okuba n'okula abafunda ifyo ama human rights yalembwa mu lupapulo lwa kitabo kya human rights kiri ekyo basambilira mukwayi kyonse balisambirira kanshi napali ichita balefafyo okutira bengeshwa beka ama human rights balekisana invite yonse uwala iperesho kutira na ine ndefu ayo kusambirira ama connections mkwai tumwasambirira kupitira muri bakwini mpumi na ine na inalanda mkwai ine na ine ninebo meri bwali angesho mwaishwa kutira ninebo mama chikamoneka pa Zambia. Elo kabiri ninebo kansela mufyupo na mfete mufyupo Ninebo kansela mkwai mufyupo ngana mkwata mafia ya lekana ngamule ufya bana nebo matroni. Elo kabiri ninebo voice of the vulnerable. Kabiri ninebo ekisosero kyabalanda ekyo mwa mwena mbo ufyeri ngichibemba pamulandu wakutila ine shooting environment yabali abantu abashapita ku maskulu bali abantu abashayishwe ensambu shabo ngeferanda bakwini mpumi. Elo kabiri nebo motivational speaker nga mulefu aya mkwaya bakumilandirako konsoko muli mulefu abamilandireko tamukwete eshiwi itenfye mama CHIKAMONEKA aisa amilandirako bwino. Elo kabiri nalikwata na company yandi nshika lafye iyo nalikwata Bramalu Tailoring and Designing School iskulu ya kusambilisha abanensu skill yakubira. Elo kabiri nalikwata na estate company iyo nshikishako iyo estate company mkwai ni registered company iyo ndipira na tax mkwai echo kanshi bonse abalefu aya maploti abalefu aya mayanda abalefu aya myotoka awo kwena muli bantu ngwa kuti mwaisa mkwai na mulefu afyet na mikulire nganda yenu mpaka nokupwatwa ingira mu agreement awo kubomba fye wino mulimo na ine kanshi emilimo shona itumpamo na totera mkwai palikano kashitana wesho mpando kuli bamama kwini mpumi kuli akubulaya kufyalo fyaba ulaya eko bapemu abanensu mwelo wasuswa.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, guys. Welcome. Share with at least 5 people, guys. Very important topic today. We are talking about our Zambian parliament and also our healthcare systems. Now, first of all, I would like to remind everyone that Zambia is a democracy. Zambia is a democracy. And we all know what democracy is. We are not going to the definition of what the democracy is, but I just want to say that Zambia is a democracy, and whatever we discuss on this platform, since I'm a human rights advocate, I base it on the human rights. So today we are going to look at human right number 1 and human right number 25. I would just like to read it before we open the floor and we start discussing. So human right number 1 says all human beings are free and equal. All human beings are born free and equal in dignity and rights. They are endowed with reason, conscious, and should act towards one another in a spirit of brotherhood. Number 2 the topic number 2 is about health. And health, rights to social service. So everyone has a right to a standard of living adequate for health, well-being of himself, his family, including food, clothing, housing, etc., medical care. So we are just focusing today on health, and also we are focusing on the parliament. Now, why we are talking about the parliament is in a democracy, we have elections in Zambia every 5 years, and we elect leaders who should go to the parliament there in Lusaka and make decisions to help run the country. But we have seen that this parliament, which was elected last year, is actually non-functional. There is no spirit of brotherhood in parliament right now. There is a lot of fighting, and as a result, we haven't achieved much. We haven't achieved much as a country in the parliament. You know, there's just, I don't even know. I can't say much on the parliament because I'm not local over there. You guys can come in and tell us what's happening, because we have received a lot of requests to have this discussion about the Zambian parliament. For me, I just think it's chaos, but I'm not on the ground, and because of the time zone, I don't see much happen. I can't really follow all the time. And the healthcare, we have seen that our healthcare is really gone from bad to worse. There are no medications. There are no medications. People are dying. But the sad part is there are no medication in GRZ hospital, although all kinds of medicines are being found in private clinics and private hospitals. So we are here to discuss. tag this video with a a counselor, a decision maker, a lawmaker. We are not just here to talk. We are talking what people are complaining, so that maybe the government of the day can take a few pieces of advice from here and implement it, or maybe they can change so that they improve the people's lives. The whole point of forming government is to improve the people's lives. It's not there to enrich anyone. Actually, this government, for me, since this government was so came in at a time when the country was so bad, if I were them, I would even forfeit my salary. Like the president, I know that the president forfeited his salary. The president is not getting paid. But his other ministers and everybody, they are getting full salaries and they are having all these deals. So I am done. I will just be listening in on this subject because you guys are on the ground. So Mama, the floor is yours.
Na totela sana bakwini mpumi pamashimu alando kutila. Lelo bushikuwa lelo twalalanda panganda ya mafunde. Munganda ya mafunde Parliament. Munganda ya mafunde. Efyo beta muchingereshi kutila Parliament. Bakwini mpumi batwebo kutila muchalo cha Zambia lyonse tulaya mukusale ntungulushi ishakuya mukutwimini nako mulya munganda ya mafunde. Elo kabiri muchalo cha Zambia mwaliba ichitabu echo balemba mwecha human rights ifya kukonka elo baleteke chalo. Muri lulwini olupapuro lwa human rights nga twaberenga mu article number 1 na article number 25 kwala okutulondolwera ifyo omuntu onse alikwata ensambu isha kukwata ifilefwaika mumwe wakwe ngo mwina Zambia. Kanshi na pali ichi bakwini mpumi na basango okutila muchalo chesu cha Zambia intungulu shishingesho tusala bali kwata buka itemwe na greediness, buka itemwe na kaso. Efyo basangile pokutila muchalo chesu nkwai intungulu shishonsesho tusala muchalo chesu shali kwata buka itemwe na kaso aka kufaya fyati yonse fibe fyandi. Kanshi chi echa lengo kutila bakwini mpumi benga ibikapo ukulalanda kuli bali abantu abashakwata ensambu abashayishi bensambu shabo ukutila bengeshwa okutila imwe mwe bantu mwe balalo otulokana ishi bensambu shenu mulupapuro lwa human rights mwali befyalembwamu ifyo obuteko nga mwabuleta muchende bafwile okulamilolekeshapo nokumakinga sure okutila takuli mupina nangumo muchalo cha Zambia pantu chalo cha Zambia chali nonka. So kanshi na pali ichi na lalanda inene uli kuno ku Zambia na bonse abali apa bale ufa ba Catherine Lawrence ba Gifting Kata ba Patrick Mubanga chitenisha video chiteni invite abantu tagingeni abantu abengi so that vera tutapa mukanwa pantu ichibe mbachilanda tichi sosa chipamano kabiri uko alinsoke takwa fuile bantu erwe chibe mbachaisala ndo kutila utwala pabwingi tona ula ni mbona na bapo black balefo join up mwaiseni mama matipa mwaiseni twatotela mkwai twatotela kanshi ndela ndokutila inene uli mwati abekele mushi ya mupundu ewo mfwe mpundu oko shipona echibe abekele mushi ya mupundu echo na temenwa ichi chibemba pantu ndalondola na mapinda wa John chibangu beta mulishani ba hope lungu ati abekala muisamba lya mpundu ewo mfwe mpundu eko shipona kanshi ifo fwebekele muisamba lyanga ndaya mafunde ya Muzambia ifwe bofwe shibe file titika mulya nefyo tulemona nala mipela example isuma sana mwe bana bamfumu iyi football team balya balete ya bola balya tabeshi bama mistakes yo balepanga mu kibanza kya bola but balya ma observers balya eba mona abalepanga ma mistakes Mungu fikishe sana ndeko kumipela example ubuteko bonse bwaba kwati nangu cabinet iba kwati football team ilya football team wabena wisha bwalyanga balete ya bola tabeshi bama mistakes balepanga but balya abantu balya amatambas balya baletambira patali balya bashipala mineko na kukeke ya bola balya bashipala mineko na kuna mabala folesha bola eba mona ma mistakes. That's why mulya muchibanza cha bola muna bana red card mwabana yellow card kwishi baba ishiba kutila abantu balya amatambas balyanga bapunda talete ya bwino bwalya bala mpera yellow card abantu nga bapunda mulya bengi balya baletamba balya amatambas baishiba tuwe ulepanga ma mistakes but bena lya bali mukati mulya balete ya mulya tabeshiba ma mistakes ayo balepanga abeshiba ma mistakes matambas chimo na cabinet ya mubutungulu shuri bonse aba mona ma mistakes aya lepanga baleteka ni balya matambazi balya patalia balero leshafe balya bashapa amina na kuli keke ya chalo balya balanda balya bapwiririka balya bampofu balya nefilema eba mona ma mistakes aya chitika mu buteko balya bale ikuta balya bale viola balya bale botolo tufumo balya baputi na batuliemo tabamona ma mistakes ale pangika mu cabinet pantu bena bale lya bale ikuta bale botola no tufumo bale folera na masaka ero ni lero manyeka musi Ati, greetings, Zambians, local and international. So, ndela ndo kutila ati. Balya bantu balya balechula balya balanda bapwiririka. Balya bashumfwa na news. Na news tabonfa. Nechisungu taba ishiba. Na newspaper taba ishiba kubelenga. Na TV taba kwata. Balya bantu ebo ishiba ama mistakes aya lepangwa. Pantu bena ni byensala yafika pa mukoshi baishiba kuba tifinta kireenda bwino. Lero balya baputi balyanga bale ikute bakabwa nsekete tabakatali abeshiba ati ifintu tafiri bwino kai bale ikuta bale folera na masaka na mafyo ya free na mayanda ya lulumbi nemyoto kesha lulumbi na matinted ala ishiba shani ule ufo ukalini ulio wikera muisamba lya parliament ule tamba kofie ule monati bale baisa na bafola bear bag balya bali fwa pula AK47 balya bali tukana mulya tili ashiria fyunsu balya baleta kofie bali so kanshi bayo da bafuma papa bayishi bati wanyeka muzi isura ko bidu bayo da babu tuka first mini wao bala bwela kanshi inga ndama funde ili kuno i cabinet ine mama CHIKAMONEKA neka Parliamentary ngomwina Zambia uwa buikire mona energy ule mona na bantu efyo bale chula abantu bali abasalwa mu nganda y'amafunde. Abantu abasalwa mu nganda y'amafunde tabaya mukulanda amafya yaleshingwana n'abantu mulya mu nganda y'amafunde. Tabaya mukulanda amafya ayaleshingwana n'abantu mu constituencies. Icho tulemona kofye musalula weka pantu nolubuliluka buka nombali ne mulya mu nganda y'amafunde. Impoka shama kofi yakabuka mulya. Ukulingana nefyo ndemo nolubuliluka buka. Pantu bali amba okulaga. Mukaba olubuliluka tenshe ekyalo. Instead babuli amafya ayaleshingwana n'abantu. Batwale mulya mu nganda y'amafunde. Pakutira ikyalo kishibye okutira kulwapula province abantu balerira. Twala kitashani pali ubwafya bwa kulwapula province. Kopa Belt province abantu balerira twala kitashani pali yalama bwafya ali Kopa Belt. Bayimini na basunshira amatai, basunshira n'amabelt. Bebele kyalo na ikatwala bomba shani. Pantu twasange kyalo bali kisavandalize kuli baputi. Ikyalo kyali sanka skeleton. Twala bomba shani ne kyalo kya vandalized. Twala bomba shani ne kyalo kya sanka skeleton. Filio kumasa skeleton. Gabanfu abantu bali nokutira. CDF kuno taifikire bwino bafuire batwala eri ashimunga ndamafundo kutira ibisepera bengi bali abalwisho buntu ngata bafola CDF bayimina pachawu ule umfa wa msonda John ngabamo nokutira chachi ne balela ndokutira okumfunda takuli muitarika yo twale ni munga ndamafunde ububu sanso bwa Isa twala butitashani bwa abantu kana kwato omfundo pantu yumu akanga tatulimine kwa echipowe abantu ichalo chaufa ine mu constituency yandi ine mama CHIKAMONEKA nga nile wani munga ndamafundo kuti nalana ni nkwata first ufire na cha identify ni sepera bashile bomba bali banga abale bomba bali banga bashile bomba bali banga abalwele mu mushwandi mu constituency yandi bali banga abalwala ma stroke ama sugar abashakwata pa kuma okuboko bali banga abashakwata mayanda pa kwikala bali banga abashakwata enchitone na nempya shakulikira marentos tabakwata bali banga ngana kitagala yonse ya information ero naya indi na munga ndama funde kwena ine constituency to kumine abalumendwe bisepera bashibomba bali 2000 abakashana abashau kwa bali 10000 nomba na lasunga shani umushumuri abalumendo bashire bomba bengi na lasunga shani umushumuri abakashana abashau kwa bengi bale ulafi ero ine na mabuteko ya chikaya aya makanso na abashingusha maba na ma guest house na lateka shani constituency umuiswili amabwalwa kankra mrutuku bana mayo baona emani washo bafile bale twala munyamunga ndamafundi At I like the way Mrs. Matipa speak. Not Mama CHIKAMONEKA.
Mama Matipa. Let's give her the floor. Now I crash Baba fire.
Kanshi ayamu chiwindelanda emashiwi afilio kula twala baye mupimde munga ndamafundi. Bafilio kula shinguluka bamona makliniki yekeleshani bushama kliniki fya abantu balela ndokutira tamuli imiti atwala bwangu ine spatala fyandi tamuli imiti abantu bale ifuira atwala ni MP noti nga bayafika munga ndamafunde mubya batwala eri ashiya kuyafuwa mpula maeke ko tesebe nokube yefyunsu bambira bena chali jana okule lomwe ukula ita munga ndamafunde popi you are a popi ndamafunde only speaking abantu muchalo bale chula ule fola allowance abantu bale rale nsala ule isha moto kayalulumbia ute kwantu bale rale nsala ule folela muisaka abantu bale wale vintu vile shingwana na abantu munga ndamafunde twale fintu ifile chingwana na bantu munga ndema kubi no twale ili ashia bupopi ili ashia kubeye fuse bambinga bayikuta bala bako babyola bayafua mpula na AK47 bayisase kadenseko na pamenso kwa chibansa cha kulandinga po indeke ya maule. So guys, ishwani ndala mashaku akwa baba ndesha ya mfokwila na konda kuma ule aya mukupera maule ashaba lwele mu constituency aya mukupera maule ashaba na balumendo bashire bo mara basikwete ma capital elo no mberi ashi yo bapunda imwana imo bapopi muno imo bapopi boze yo Shabula. What is ya? What is the meaning of ya? Therefore, you kwishiba. Pantu ya. Taipusa na matanzi ya bashima pepo. Yo. Ya pusana shana baba baba betere. Ya okitare tere. Ya pusana shana tapusana. Na puisha mgwai.
Welcome, Vapo Black. Welcome, Mama Anik. This is your topic today. You are center stage. I just want to welcome our viewers. We have a lot of new followers on this page. Follow, like, share with at least even one person, guys. This is very important because today our topic is the Zambian Parliament and hospitals. You know, what are they doing in the parliament? They are like cat fighting all the time. What catwish? I don't know. It's like they don't know why they are there. Are they there to flaunt their egos, to show who has a bigger voice than the other one? Because we have a lot of problems. We have a lot of problems because in a Pafoni and the Papa messages is full people complaining. These messages are supposed to be going to members of parliament. Madam CDF, blah, blah, blah. All that is supposed to go to members of parliament so they act. Me, what can I do? Yes, Mama.
Therefore, I'm give the chance to other lady. Also, we want to hear some, okay. Ni mbona wale mbokutila mama CHIKAMONEKA ole kolwa, ulenwa. Awe ndenwa ka jinja. Aka nika jinja mkwai. Umulandu wa voice. Nika jinja kamkwai ekondenwa. Shirenwa lutukwa we.
And you know what? This is a professional platform. We don't come here and drink. Just for your information, if you think we are kidding, the other day some other guy was like, I don't know what you are drinking. Guys, we are not here for jokes. People are dying right now as we are speaking because of mismanagement of this country. So if you are here for jokes, I ask you to exit this page. We are not here for play. Oko mutwali ama ridiculous comments, yes. Whatever, yeah, no. Here we are talking about people's lives. We are talking about parliament. If you are making a comment, make a comment which is going to educate, inform, or build us. Don't start talking about alcohol. Are we in a bar here? Excuse you.
Who is who?
Mama Machipa, the floor is yours.
Thank you very much, Queen Mpumi. Greetings, Mama Maria. I hope you had a lovely weekend. Greetings to you and to Mr. Paul Black Mizoris. Greetings to you too. Right, as you are all aware, the topic was flaunted on Facebook that today we are going to talk about Parliament. I have a lot of issues to talk about Parliament. First, I will start with what are the roles of our MPs in Parliament? Why
you sound very far, my dear. You sound far. Can you come closer or increase the volume? So, guys, Mama Chipa, this is her topic. Listen up, invite friends. This is her area of expertise. So pay attention, invite friends, positive contributions. We'll be reading your comments. All right, Mama.
Thank you. Can you hear me?
Much better.
Can you hear me?
Much better.
Hello.
Like volume.
Okay. Thank you so much. First of all, I want to correct really that it's not my area of expertise, but I just have some concerns about what has been happening in our parliament to date. First of all, I wish to start by asking what is the role of our MPs in parliament. You know, the roles of our MPs in parliament is to be communicators for their party's policies, to play an active role in communities, to lobby for local interest groups, enacting and debating proposed legislators, scrutinizing actions of the government, meaning, you know, whatever is going on in the government, they are there to scrutinize, participate in general debates, and generally represent the party and at an electorate level. But you see, parliamentarians equally need to have ethics. Ethics in parliament are very, very cardinal. You know, if you wish to govern your constituencies in an efficient manner. So your behavior in parliament is very, very necessary, you know. And so you are there by virtue of being elected by your constituency as their representative in parliament, and they are there to abide by how you represent them, the problems which affect their communities. So they put you there and they trust you with their vote to say you will represent them well. But then again, parliamentarians, there are some parliamentarians who become jokers in parliament. Instead of going there to represent their constituency, they're there now to just make all this noise like Mama Maria talked about of yeah, which sometimes I find it personally unnecessary, you know. And I also wish to outline the roles of a speaker before I go into details. You know, the role of a speaker is, the speaker is a presiding officer in parliament. He or she controls the flow of the House business. And the speaker must act with both authority and impartiality. Impartiality. They should uphold the rights and privileges of the members. All the members, they should uphold their rights, you know. They should be counting and declaring any votes, if there are votes on the House, you know, and issues brought before the House. A speaker is not to respond questions on behalf of parliamentarians. They are there, they've got a mouth to speak. And so a speaker should really refrain from assisting parliamentarians in responding, you know. And the speaker should also respect standing orders. Standing orders are just rules and regulations of how the parliamentarians are supposed to carry themselves there in parliament on any issue. As well as the speaker is also supposed to behave in an orderly manner, you know, and again, be impartial and not favor
anybody in Parliament. But you know what we have seen over the years. I will start from Speaker Matibini. Speaker Matibini, when he was a speaker, there was a lot of complaints from the opposition then, the UPND, and they said he was a very biased speaker, and they actually preferred the speaker, what was her name again? Anyway, I'll remember her name. She was very, you know, she exercised a lot of respect for members. She gave every member the right, the opportunity to debate on the floor of the House, you know. Then now I will go to the youth in Parliament. You see, the youth are now the upcoming parliamentarians, you know, and they want their voices to be heard. And sometimes the youth can come in to be arrogant in a way. And so the duties of the old parliamentarians is to call the youth aside and speak to the youth and tell them, here in Parliament you are new and this is the way you debate in a house. But when you start attacking the youth and fighting a youth where it becomes a chochiste, then you have a problem. You really have a problem. Remember, the youth of today are not the same as the youth of the 70s. If you attack a youth, they would like to counterattack. But if you treat them with respect and you call them aside, the youth tend to listen. I have experienced this in my day-to-day life, that if I respect a youth and approach them in a respectful manner, they actually tend to, you know, to behave and speak to me in a respectful manner. I will talk about one youth in particular, Munia Zulu. Munia Zulu, as you know, is very new to Parliament. And Munia Zulu comes out as, the way they look at him, that he's pompous, he's arrogant, he has no respect. Okay, but I think the onus is on us to call Munia Zulu on the side, rather than us telling Munia Zulu, sit down, you little boy, you know. Now remember, he was elected by his constituency to go and represent his people in that parliament. And I'm sure the constituency knew his age, but they had to elect him based, I'm sure, on so many factors. They believed in him and they said he would represent us. And so some altercations in Parliament are very, very hurtful. We want to promote the youth. So let's find a good way in promoting the youth. We call them aside and talk to them. Once you do a chochise with a youth, what you end up with is abusive language, you know. And I think there are a lot of well-respected MPs in that house who could have seen the heat that was coming from Munia Zulu and gave themselves and said, I will speak to this gentleman. But that didn't happen. They went ahead to attack him. They went ahead to attack his qualifications, his Form 5 qualifications, which were disputed. He has been suspended several times, and anger has built up in him. And now what Munia Zulu is feeling, he is feeling that he is not wanted in that parliament. You know, he's not wanted in parliament. When you, and he is, what I would like to say, he is brutally honest. And sometimes when you are brutally honest in your deliberations, remember there are some people who will like you and some people who would not like you. And also the way you come out in life, your tone of voice matters. It makes people to either support you or not to support you. When we look at our parliamentarian from PETA UK, as he calls it, the young man called, could someone help me with his name?
Jay Banda?
Yes, Jay Banda. You know, Jay Banda comes out as more mature, and his friend also from the Copper Belt, the MP from the Copper Belt, equally comes out more mature. And they are equally, for me, I will still call them youth, although they are respectful men who are representing their constituencies in a very mature manner. And I think the onus actually is on them to call our Munia Zulu and speak to him, you know. But you know, it's very sad what is happening in Parliament. There's been quite a lot of scandals in Parliament regarding the Speaker, and I will give an example of when the opposition did not agree on a certain subject and they decided to walk out of Parliament. Now, Parliament allows MPs to walk out of Parliament in an orderly manner if they do not agree with what is being debated on the floor. And it is in their standing orders. And so I found it extremely unfair that the Speaker not only told them to walk out in an orderly manner, which was okay, she went on to rant and said, next time you will not receive your allowances. And that was a breach of standing orders. There's nowhere in the standing order that says when you walk out of Parliament, you will not receive your allowances. Those people who are in that Parliament are adults and they know why they walked out. You know, they have their own reasons. And so the Speaker sometimes should refrain themselves on how they come out to parliamentarians, give everybody an equal opportunity to speak, and let there be fairness practiced in Parliament. And, you know, because generally they are there to represent the party and the electoral rates. And so your conduct in Parliament is very, very cardinal. It is very cardinal, you know. So what I would also like to highlight is that, you know, equally, I think if you have a Speaker who gives everybody a chance, I know there is point of orders, but a fair chance to express themselves fairly, we will have very few walkouts in that Parliament. We do not want our Parliament to degenerate to South African Parliament. I think we are doing quite a good job in our Parliament, because people take a look at South African Parliament and now you will know what type of chaos goes on in other parliaments. If you have taken a look at Kenyan Parliament, sometimes there's going over to somebody's section and they began to physically fight. I have never seen this in our Zambian Parliament, but if we do not arrest what is going on at the moment, we will get to that point where we will also be unruly in Parliament. Again, parliamentarians, you are there to represent your constituencies. Go there with a lot of maturity. We do not send you there to just go and doze and you scream your yeah for absolutely nothing. You know, we sit and we watch you, and we expect you to represent us with maturity, you know, and with professionalism. As Mama Maria said it, you might think that is a joke, but for me, I don't know. Yeah means yeah. We support what you have put before the floor, but sometimes it gets a bit unruly. And we as parliamentarians, that's why we are called honorable. It's not an easy thing to be called honorable. And there is a reason why people call us honorable, because we deserve to be in that house and to be honorable as the word itself means, you know. So I'll leave it at that. And I just want to say again, the speaker has to be impartial. She has to be impartial. Oh, Catherine Namugala was the other speaker that served with Matibini. I know there were complaints that Catherine Namugala was actually more cordial and more efficient in managing the house than Matibini, whom they called a cadre for PF. I wouldn't like to go into the issues of choosing who your speaker should be. But at the same time, when a speaker is chosen, he or she's name is brought to Parliament for that name to be ratified, you know, and it all depends on your numbers in Parliament. If you have few numbers, whether you like or not that speaker, he or she will go if the other party has more numbers. But I think the onus is on the speaker to behave professionally. That should be the onus of the speaker, regardless of who put you there, you know, because you are serving the entire country of Zambia. You are not serving a party. You are serving the people of Zambia, and so you should respect each and every parliamentarian, the contribution to the house, and avoid getting emotional, you know, and trying to slide over on the sides that actually brought you into the house. You know, let's be impartial, you know, and be extremely professional in executing our duties. Queen Mpumi, that's where I end on the issue of parliamentary. Thank you.
Thank you so much for that powerful presentation. Paul, you can come in. The floor is yours.
Yeah. Mulishani wonse. Mama CHIKAMONEKA.
A long time. Twakufuluka.
We. Nalife mu submarine now apa. Not from a surface. We are just zooming and watching whatever it was happening. Now, enough saying that as someone who has done a lot of things like psychology, twasankanyamo, twaisabikapo na thimbi. I think before I also go to Zambia Parliament and health, let me say what I think about a person number. Inena ishibaso Mama CHIKAMONEKA chikamwaransuminisha inenfisen that umuntu ingafyarwa arabalishiru. So baby no mukuru kairi if it's kavyakwe but umwaiche 2 years old ngari anga shechitaira mumusebo na inenje mukwanga shechitaira bara munapode mukuru atsimpe na umwana baranda kairi uri atakweta amano murekenya chiri umwaiche alesambirira. So chimo ingakura nombo umwana oli akura baramfya parati 10 11 nishmwana ndata amano yaisa. So former philosophers twasangu send that umwana uli onsa afyarwa lishiru twisafe esave mkwambo okusambira. That's why ingafya 82 years umuntu. Afo ingashitafe mwingo but tamingo na 2 years. Nishukuri okupu tonkanya kwambulingana. So munesa mukusanga ati omuntu pali ali ekota their mental faculty decays ofo twalesambira kuma college. So nomba when it comes to the issue to do with healthy parliament namufula sana abakote and abakote futi kaili abo balepera ba position balabwekera kuwaiche the only individual obo benga chitafe reason nabera niba 5-year-old naba 3-years-old. So if you are para omuntu di 30 28, even if you advise 30 years tapari ofo bara for koma fyaka mwa ichaga kwete babo na sweet eke ngafe mu office mulya no kya contracts apa so bambuya twara chitefya so apa bashukuru twara bure fyaso limbitubure biscuits twitire pari keyboards ya pa laptop apa tutsirinke ero fyara awomba FOFM philosophers twice amkusanga. So these positions mainly in Zambia they have been operate and occupied na abantu bali 70 something years 80 90 na bachembere obo twamwene balya tu ECZ. So abenga control afe as it is ni ulya na 3 years old effort twice amkuyitambira science because omuntu oro afyarwa tapawofo yeshiba fila nachandati baby ara alyenga tumamina but we mukuru barakwe batina open but ka baby kalya barake batika iche iwe kale kitakeshwe filifyonso fo kalechta. So why am I saying that often ndenda fyakwe but Zambia it is old and still being ruled by old people. So how do you see development in our country inga iletekwa na abantu abakote Zambia parliament you know inenda papa mu parliament ifure na umfwako MPR and that mwe bantu bakaresa inokoko ndefu moko abantu nabarwaro twendo twingi ira litapeni ilya inga murera sa taire kalipa so abayichira bachira mu obuchende. When we start hearing those in parliament we will know that this member of parliament is on ground. Nomba muresa ngo kwa kwebati neni mboshira ira mamoteo mureri fya para Jimmy Kev sheni mbosha ma 1990s. So when abayichenga baya mu parliament mulya barafe mu kwikarafe ingai karafira fine because mwani barangwed. So that's why the constitution of Zambia has got some old rules which are need to be phased out. Amafundi ya constitution ya Zambia yengi yari kwatana green yari kwatana gray hair efirere mbwesha pabukote na 3 years old. That's what Zambia is all about. So in order for us to change tumone fene sticker. One, retirement age bafuire bayichune ko first. Nga wafisha fese 20 fyo wafisha fese 20 fene nkonto tufire twakupera. It's a symbol to say ta ufuire wabomba mu government. Nishina ukote o nishina ulira. That's why it becomes difficult no mukoto uli yaitezu ukakushinga ma benefits yakwe because then nishina bwera mkuromba tu biscuits mu musebo awarefu afyo tutumbuo tucha nabwera kuri 3 years and you can't even change it. Therefore chibafe ni for fine. So once if you fin to abati to afifunyapo, this is when we will see change. And now I'm against the issue to do with the speaker. Why would the president appoint a speaker? Because when a president appoints a speaker, it now becomes political because whatever it is, that speaker will always defend the president. And where is that president comes from? It is being elected from that said party. So whatever into fiance tafire panga sense, the speaker is just a job. That speaker can also be fired if not protecting the president and that party that has elected that person to be a speaker of that house. So we should use Johari window when we say about the age I recommend. I've been watching different parliaments. Here ku UK it is different from Zambia. Here ku Botswana I think they are also doing fine because tamuli abakote you will find that these MPs takwa bakwena no kulala mu motel because Zambia parliament yali kwata motel ero kulabati okwe mkunwamo kachosa mugaramo something like that so that watch that create bunoma standing orders yawo muresa mukusanga ati barepu safe ya kurandama a member of parliament because abali pali pachipuna bali bakote. So now if you have brought up with the technology iliko How do you expect people to express themselves? So each report abantu 60, 70 something there, they should be removed from the government system. They can new blood That's why when we went to a debate, we even said it last time to say now so we should be going with biscuits na lollipop. This is when we actually now buy their minds to say bambuya papa kusituchiteso musaina pa ka biscuits aka, and it's very normal bakupoka na biscuits baja because now babwekera kumwaiche nanguri mbinga nawo kwataka mwana oko wasenda kamwana lirakareze mbere ko kati bambuya mwara sign up. So now you can imagine those people they are found in those government offices. Sure, if like the way we have seen that Honeybee, it was being sued, and Dr. Chitaru Chufya was also persecuted. But let as it is today, it has found to say those drugs were not expired, and they actually terminated the contract. So who are we laughing at? We should go back and see the ages of those people that are running this country. How old are they? Zambia, how old is it? Bushe Zambia na watu wanaipera biscuit tulanda tiwe Zambia nombapa tatuwa kutorokemo. It's actually for the youths. Umukotenga kota benshkuru nombaba muteka. Awa paba mbuya ikare nikuwa padekente tuwe tufuaye tute. That's how it should be. Even the parliament. Speaker Fiori also Basonta with a political party, nothing will work out. And you know, there is also that independence worship in that parliament. It is also powerless because Speaker of the House, when those people they walked out, sometimes in decision you are passing a win. Now, to me, it actually shows an insult to say you will not get the allowances, those that will work out next time. It's the people's allowance. That's why we pay. It is not the speaker's money, but it is the people of Zambia, where that MP is being represented from. Now, even you MPs, that's why me, in Rwanda, I support Munia Zuru. Ni youth, I'm also a youth. I understand. Epuare tontonkanya ulia. Murinaba kotabare tontonkanya. Apapari fresh blood na old blood. Tatuabura bakote wonsa bala tubatuwarenga ni ku South Africa baye bafunye blood babike mu blood yaba youth. It will not work. So apocho tudera ndatakwe but one, let's deal with age. Retirement tuichuneko paria uri onsefe because we keep on recycling politician. And some of the ministers that we have brought in Upnd, they are recycled politicians. Number minister websites. How old are you? Madam 65, 70 something. Remember, even if someone wears a suit, but facts fair kweba to muntu ingakota fiafika feparia. Ni babo sweet na chocolates. Yeneo, they shouldn't even hide muma suits bafuala shani. And now to come with a healthy. I think, I don't know why we are losing it more Zambia, because there are a lot of NGOs outside that have actually supported and they have actually put manpower. But inganaepsha mama CHIKAMONEKA, tushema CHIKAMONEKA, umuti wa magases mutinshi. Mama natamuishi mama CHIKAMONEKA. So what we need to understand is, maneni, ishimiti shishaba stroke ishi shaba kankara kuno kukomboni kuno we need ama panado, we need define to do my STIs if we need imiti shire sutinga ifo fueba pina kuno. And also area member of parliament, I don't know the kind of wine or ni ram or gin eyo muya mukunwanga mwafika mu parliament moja. You forget. But me, I don't blame the MP. I blame the rules of the house of that parliament. It is somehow not straight, because even if someone, member of parliament told you once for him ukulanda fechinka, kwa baidi over perat maiden speech. Eyo muntu mwara mfako ferimbiara leta kofi ama the issues that are affecting his constituency. Does it mean that when the parliament is actually being on air, once it's off air, they have their own parliament, the private parliament? dimbi barashimya dimbi kubarashimya pa network apa twale ko kumfwa the true parliament. So if so now that those parliamentarians, they should go back where they have been elected. No kutwebe chinka twebere awe bane ifofu batowa mu parliament nifinefe because tatowa kulipira VAT na yamu pick and pay bamputuramo ninga na yamu kuisura ku TV levy. We are just getting a similar sound yonsefe ilo kwa liba PF kwa diniya. So we don't know the definition of that sound. Inga kusuminisha inga kukana tet turande kwef awe epo na afika pya papenu kuranda naye.
You have a comment, Mama?
Na totela sana pa mashiwi kwena na lalanda pa mashiwi ya chitanda festival aba fiashi festival matipa ndeche tekera waliaba nenso abashawu bashumfu ekisungu kwati na bashalira sana kailinda ya mutisoko ne market ndasanga bana mawe na bakolongana bale kutika bama CHIKAMONEKA Queen Mpumi ba matipa so bale umfefe turelanda. So hii program isuma sana mwewe na Zambia tentagi abantu abengisana mo especially abamuteko bantu aya mashuwa yasosa bamatipa na mashuwa yasosa omwana omunono po black mashuwa yakalamba sana chachine inganda yamafunde ile fight emisepela ngamwa umfefe alanda po black asuti ngafye kwati kuti aba mwe munganda yamafunde nefintu fya kontroka bantu environment yabo na environment yesu ila twalipo na ipusana sana na bakote balero. So kanshi na lava lida pokula ndefi ya chilanda bama eba matipa ulifwe bashasambirira ichi number 1 bati kutila kushia kanshi inchito yakwa MP munganda yamafunde n'inchitonchi elo batu webo kutila aba bantu ma communicators aba bantu eba communicate eba na ndoro shana efi soselo efi aba between ama constituencies no buteko elo kabili aba bantu eba tulombera kwa efe tubulishe mu constituency ifyo tatukwete ifyo tuleka bilati fise ifyo apale emiti imisebo ama play parks ama market ifingi ababeli abantu otutumako amenshi tulenwa yali ya musango shani elo kabili batu ebo kutila eba making a sure kula mono kutila ifile soswa munganda yamafunde bushafiri bwino na ngutafiri bwino ngachako batafiri bwino bafuire bafise chance cha mo kutila awe ifitefyo eba ya mukututalikira ko ifichitika munganda yamafunde eba matipa iba MP ero baisa nando kutila mulia munganda yamafunde etemo kutwala ma jokes tamufuile okuba ama jokers mwe ba jokes ili echo yiti timokutila ninganda ya mafunde teya kutwala mu budobyo teya kutwala mu buwele wele na ngubufungu na ngubunangwa na ngubupuba na Yesu Kristo alelanda amashinga mu Bible ero kabili ba matipa balo temwa kutwala echongo noise makers na mu class ama noise makers vale bakunte fikoti fibisana nomba twasasa ngaba matipa balando kutina tusanga kwa batiyenga nde yamafunde no baisangu ikepe ya chongo ama ya elo balando kutishe ya lo la mui ifitu ifishiri necessary bali ya umuntu abera papeli ashiya kubeye fyunsu bonse bayima yo tulea kwisa mchali cha Zambia tulea kwi ndero ndo lefila ndero amabeba matipa abasambirira abafikulire nsakwe ero baisa tuwe batikabiri mwine munganda yamafunde bali abaspeaker bali kwata na bena isi ya kukonka lefita bafike okukonka ero kabiri bali kwata no mulimo lwabo fyo wapa lwabo bafile okubomba munganda yamafunde echo bafwalira ile emishingo ya mwawele nchiti bakachinje ko na vyafile bafwala ba national speaker fiare fuala ba mwawerezi bakalete ko tumbi abana bo bali bye filenga no kulenga tifiti fila kontroka constitution mushingo ifya fuala mushingo ama ya mishingo wachinja ko style please babata bakanya bamatipa kanshi balamba kutira ba chief justice eba mwekinga sure kusopa mutende wabali ama MPs kutira bushe abama MPs bafuereshani bali kwatensa mwisha kutawusha muntu ufere barebag na ngunaisa ne jacket ukwili kulu kwati yale matwigiri yale fala batatakale kwati na balonga mu amabwe ba judge mufile ba chief justice mufile okumufunya munganda ya makunde na bafueri ama slim fit na ma bel bonto bantu ya ninganda ya makunde elo kabiri ba chief justice bafile making a sure kutira munganda ya mafunde muri umuchinshi wa pilirika respect elo bamatipa balanda kutira ichilengo kutira mwibo umuchinshi munganda wakubati nabakalambana batabakwato umuchinshi kubana abanono bali abalesangwa munganda ya mafunde bashitate bale balira po mungulu elo no mungulu lero wamukira nemitikura empanga ushakuti yabali parliament bantu fwe bakala mbecho tuwaberako filangiriro kuba n'abanono tulifya kumwena mwirala bokutira mulya munganda y'amafunde mulabe emitikula empanga ero mwirala bokutira balanda bamatipa okutira ababana abalelo bo tufyerelelo bayusi balelo n'abapusana na ifo fwe balepula kale ifwe twale umfafya na ngumukalamba kulolesha akushinisha waishi bati finjikere tefi ili nsofya je kale waishi bati apatefi na munatenkanya fyo kulu bala twale ishi bati bakala batenkanya okulu fishi na lusyanya wamba kuichecheta no baba matipa bala ababa na balelo ni chibe ngawa mwebati sina yena ala kubwekesha mwensere shitali ngawa mweba olusere olwitala tukensere shitali neshipi tabakwete ile camping twakweta ati abakalamba kuba chindika mubana besuna chikusana echo nganda amafunde irefa ikaba lumendo banabo noti abakote ero kabili bamayo bamatipa bati tupera na example yako munia zulu ukweba tuyutata takwato muchinshi nangufye pano nechale ngasana nfobe fwe bakalamba esio ningalanda fe in short ero kabili baisa komaira na filafine vya kutira mungu ya munganda y'amafunde nga balanda pwefunde limo ili afulunganya bambi bakisa walk out bafuma ero pale pakufuma palya baya balesushira na majacket na matoshi ya mulelangirira inshabera zambi aba mitwele munganda y'amafunde aba mitwele kuno kutira mwe mubalangiretu mube minine ko kufyo baleshingwa nangati balanda kutira bapapata sana bamayo kulekeresha bapapata sana kuli ba national speaker okutira professionalism ile fwaika sana mayo kabiri echintu bakoma irapo sana ile fwaika whether you like it or not pantu inga ndaya mafunde yale no yaba chimfulumfulu chipante pante ero balanda na kabiri kutila kwena aya chirana matipa amu aya kankala ndeche tekera bose mwe bashasambirira mwatola motubina munachira tola iko mulando wanshita ero bapo black na balanda okutila abakote munganda ya mafunde bashikuru nenkonto inkotizo kwena ni mpapa uya mkushikula abantu anakwena bapo black balanda okutila abakote munganda ya mafunde abakote echa lembo okutila ne fintu filuba ne fingi mulando abakote ero na chimbi bapo black balanda na constitution ya mishingo ala no mwana omuno no ndesipa wiro kutira balya bonse abakoti abale unfu akalindula mwa fedro balya bonse abale lisho tulindula na ili lwansha tabale faika munganda yamafunde babakana kuba nabanono tabale bafwaya ati bali kwata na meeting kulanda pwati kushefile chitika ukuya mukubusha bakote mu mafamu kula baleta balya bene abale ikuta abale botolo tufumu abale folera mu masaka balya bene na kabili balya bene tu ababwesha na kabili bambo kufola mu masaka bakafwafye na masala de panuma umwana omunono akana tefyo tsibili okuba yo inkotizo na balanda pa inkotizo na chimana na humbi ati komenta pati inkotizo na mukolekelesha abapo black balanda kutila amari psychotic politicians eba ona ule chipani pantu bapo black balanda kutila abafulire sana mu chipani nibalya bene kayiri bakalulete balya baleba bachirwa balya bene abaleria balya bene abale ikuta balya bale otolo tufumo na kabili tu ababwesha tibese mkubotolo tufumo balya mali psychotic politicians tabale fwai kaba lumendo nabakashana nabakana bale fwai ukukwata balya bene si abantu bashatekapo na bena bamoneko isyo benga teke chalo bakateka bafire okubafefile tabateka baka inde bashingurwa nabantu bashateka nango balerusyanya abantu bakita understand atawe Zambia yali sharani skeleton Zambia bali vandalize bale masakuli baka inde ichilema ikasuke ikakwate ninofu bachisubirisha nomba bale muna makote nkotizo bale kankatika mukufola masala de mubanki chile bakalipa sana abana abanono epo na apera. Then continue up in Impumi. Thank you.
Tottenham Kwai. Thank you, viewers. If you're just joining us, we are talking about the Zambian Parliament. We are just winding down, and then we'll cross over to the Zambian healthcare. But before we cross over to Zambian healthcare, I have a few things that I want to say. Just an overall summary of what we have discussed regarding the Zambian Parliament. Now, the first thing that I want to say that in life, the only thing that is constant in life is change. I hope you can that in life, the only thing that is constant is change. What do I mean by that? What I mean is the only thing that happens all the time is change. So, meaning as human beings, we have to accept change. I'll give an example of myself. I was a young girl. From there, I went through puberty. I looked at myself. I had pubic hair. I had breasts. My body started changing. I had to adjust myself. To the change that was happening to my body, physical changes. Now, how many years later, my body is changing physically. So what I'm trying to say is the Zambian government, the rulers of our land must apply this concept and move with time. What is happening right now is the time is going, but our Zambian government is stuck. They are stuck in 1960. That's why they want to bring geriatric to run Zambia. How can you use people in their 75 years old to run a population of 25-year-old, 30-year-old in a global economy which has evolved to technology? All the systems have evolved. We have a parliament who is not moving with time. They are refusing to change everything, including our constitution, to match with time. They are refusing to change their mindsets, to say we are handling a youth in a different generation. Our youths nowadays, their mind is on a global status. Ngamwana youth ali mu Zambia, ali mumpanga in Shangombo, but his mind is exposed. So this is what our leaders need to understand, to say they are presiding over a youth which is intellectually living on a global level. So everything they have to do, it has to be on a global level, because this is where we are, because of social media. So I think that is the biggest challenge we have, to have our president and all these members of parliament to say, what kind of people are we governing? That is question number one they should ask themselves. Muna Zulu is one good example of what kind of people are being governed. So that's why, for me, I am promoting young leaders for 2026, because these leaders, when they go in parliament, they are going to represent, they are a reflection of the actual population. Right now, there is a disconnect. You have people who have been in parliament for 30 years with the old constitution, old values. They come from villages where people are still drawing water in the river, and they have done nothing to change the lifestyles of those people. And we are still having those people in parliament. So that's why I'm saying, Abako gotta go. If we have to move Zambia forward, Abako gotta go. Paul Nalanda, Paul said something about age. Bajembere gamuyaku munzimuga ulima togomba amuye kwa haesha. Amusiere banana sichaba sabona lwamikupa. Wamikupa. Ena ngaksta point kukana chewe mwine. Na libomba kale have a pension. Let somebody younger who doesn't have a job take this job. They need the money. So anyway, that is on age. Nobody's saying ageism. Nobody's being like against the old people. We are just talking reality, because Zambia is a young population. We need young people. Would you promise these young people jobs? Mukopa, tukamwingisha nchito. From now, the story has changed to sawa Mukopa after 5 years. Elo appointment, bale amkubula abajembero bale parents to 75 years old. It's wrong. And I'll summarize everything. So that we are saying all the speakers here have said that the Speaker of the National Assembly is not fair. She does not respect the code of conduct. There is a cyberbullying. I can say that this government is cyberbullying. Cyberbullying we are going to tell it as it is. Cyberbullying, they are bullying young people like Mona Zulu. Hate speech on Mona Zulu. Shame. Shame. You in members of parliament should do better. You are spewing cyberbullying. You are spewing hate speech. Parliament. Instead of coming up with laws to stop cyberbullying, you are the first ones perpetuating cyberbullying on Mona Zulu. Shame on you. And threatening people they will not get paid. Hello? It's public funds. Let's threaten Amanda to Pokemon allowances. Don't overstep your boundaries. Please, we beg of you. We are not happy what we are seeing there. We are not happy. Even for the public fund, they already threaten. In fact, a member of parliament is more powerful than a speaker, because a member of parliament was elected by people chose him. But a speaker was imposed. Do we know what qualification she was used to appoint her to that throne? A person who was chosen by, I don't know, 30 people versus a person who was chosen by a whole constituency. Who has more power? Starting from the Manda Hill. Instead of you are the first ones to disrespect the law and to disrespect citizens. If you disrespect Munia Zulu, you are disrespecting the people who voted him in. So get your acts together. You are public servants. You are public servants. behave correct. Ni more about public servant. Te kota chinga ba misala mwayoko whatever, you know. Ngaba misala mwayakulia, it doesn't mean that you start treating people with disrespect. So we are saying professionalism, code of conduct, cyberbullying should stop in Parliament. Hate speech should stop. Division in Parliament should stop. You are there for Zambians. Wombeleni arena Zambia. Yes, Mama.
Nachafa mberenge kwa ma comments ya moya mo before tabayakufya kuri topic imbi.
Yes, Mama. Kuri particular topic, particular comment, mlefa ya mberenge.
Queen Mpumi, as you are looking for a comment to read, maybe let me come in also on a comment that I came across from a lady called Amanda Jane Mutale. She says, Honorable Munia Zulu is a problem, Mama. Why don't people give JJ Banda the same treatment they give to Honorable JJ Munia Zulu? And if you heard me correctly, you know, we are born different. You know, there are people who are born angry all the time. There are people who are born, you know, gentle, even in the way of just portraying themselves to people. They are gentle. There are people who are born just shouting all the time. And so the way we manage people matters a lot, you know. And so that's why I said in my opening remarks, I said, you know, Munia Zulu needs to be approached by members of parliament that have been in the house for a very long time. I know of MPs who've been in that house for 30 years. What are you doing in that parliament for 30 years?
30 years.
And now the youth are coming, 30 years. And now the youth are coming and you are frustrating them instead of calling them closer to you and guiding them on how they must behave in parliament. You know, you may think Munia Zulu is an embarrassment to the youth. I don't think Munia Zulu is an embarrassment to the youth. With a bit of counseling with Munia Zulu, that's why we have people with attitude problems. But if you speak to them, people change. People change, and he will make a very, very good speaker. I also support what Paul Black said, that honestly, if for some reason we could change the law that no political party should be appointing speakers to the House anymore, you know, change the law, maybe let that speaker be elected, for example. You know, let that speaker be elected, like the way the mayor is elected. You know, this party puts one, that party puts one, and then you make a choice. You know, you make a choice of who you should elect. And I also want to say, you know, MPs don't go to parliament to go and misbehave. You go there to represent us. But after you go there and you make so much yeah noise, you now start going to abuse the facilities that we gave you. You go in rooms and start undressing and start showing your
katundus.
As Mama Maria would say, your AK-47s in a home which we the Zambians pay to maintain those homes. That is abuse. You know, in other countries, they do not have those parliament motels. You come here, you stay with a relative if you are from the village, and it ends there. Don't abuse the facilities the Zambians have given you, because sometimes the youth, they are watching when you adults are behaving in that manner. And that's what gave sometimes Munia Zulu
an opportunity to stand up and say, I think we are all old enough, and we do shave our, he says we shave hair in this house, something like that. Yes, at first I didn't understand it exactly. You see, it is the way us adults portray ourselves to the youth that the youth now start disrespecting the entire house. You see. Thank you very much, Queen Mpumi.
Thank you, guys. So we are moving over, but in other words, Mama, what you have said, in Parliament, they have the same mandate. People voted for Munia as much as the same vote, same rights should be given, same respect should be given to Munia, to somebody who's 60 years old or 70 or 80. He has the same mandate. People voted for him. If you are mistreating your child, the day that child will grow up, we have seen because you are abusing that child. And the child will say, I'll just wait one day. So we are saying in Parliament, let us respect everyone. You have the same mandate. Whether you are 20 years old or 80 years old, when you are in Parliament, you are there to deliberate on matters of national interest. Over petty things. So we move on, Mama. Healthcare, I don't know. Mama CHIKAMONEKA can come in.
Na totela sana mkwa before tatula yoktari ni mona comment yaba ifile chitika pazedi na balando kwe bati kweno Munia Zulu uyu ni example fya hivi kweno uyu mulumendo bakana sana unga binwe ompundu na Romeo Kangombe na Kangombe Christopher ni chitaba chitiro buli ompuo wa chitiro uyu Pantuna bena balumendo abali mu yamunga de amafundi. And for sure, nga walolesha kuli Binwe, walolesha na kuli Christopher Kangombe, walolesha na kuli Romeo Kangombe. Walasa ngokutira ababantu kwena church ne bali responsible. So kanshi na ine na supporta ukutira uyu Munia Zulu kwena kamchinshikira takwata.
No, Mama CHIKAMONEKA.
Emkwai.
Ndande koso obo mwalanda wo Christopher Kangombe na bu youth mwaba mu stages tedi kwaliba senior youth shani file fofini. So before we judge, let's understand ama yes yakwete Christopher Kangombe na yakwete Munia Zulu. It's not only to say these people they represent themselves. Sometimes kura wano kupa pene mwalasanga kwaliba omuntu wa upa no muntu shaupa both vara kwata maezi mbachuku tontonkanya kwa rap sana na ba youth according to what they have studied ama papers bakwete okutontonkanya barap sana. So sometimes we do respect people's opinion, but for him Munia Zulu is the type of the people that we may want. Each and got Munia Zulu to come out like that. It is cyber budu nukuramwe batumwipi ni rati ni chicken. So naena in defense naena because filafila ba online. So naena muntora fokura ipokolora. So that's Christopher Kangombe, Binweo, Abobambia. They respect themselves, but how old are they? Busheba Kurpadi Munia Zulu, Busheba Iche. Those people they are married. Busha Munia Zulu to Arimona CV yakwe. So if omu literature and deushaku high school twebati. Uyu muntu ingaisa kwebati idenko kwa ilipansa ati nimbwa taufuire wa mtarika as long as that person is able to justify to say what you have seen is not a chicken, it's actually a dog. So mu parliament na mweno for mwaba they are a group of people just like we said iwe upa okay fine that person umari mbati mwalasanga tamano yara chepako udio utopile udia kweta manore alaisa mkuna alaisa na mkuba on the other point abash chimbusa but on the normal point yako kwabati chimbusa afuire aupa. So I've seen apama comments they mock Munia Zulu, yes, because it's short. That's why we are saying in the parliaments there are also stereotype of people because bafumokwa sana. And if you know for Bacheloranda, like the other lady to say, no, you're abusing our government's facilities. Last time I spoke of to say, upuwa first wambira ku bedroom first, bwaisa first pasiti, tamubuike tenomba mwebali ku beds kulya, bwaisa pasiti, nomba ni ku kitchen, inga wafuma panse. This is what is happening in parliament. If someone shows us a pawn, yafuma nomba ni ku bedroom mu parliament mulya. Who are they going to prosecute Bazikta? Because MP na panga filia and is coming clean because udanino meko clan that no, someone just took my phone, but he even knows that you are not supposed to be found with an obscene for material. It is because malo makers aba kureba lef panga mune mu parliament. Now uyumu aichenga that bashukuru monenyu kuruta mubikire bwino nishikumwe bati iwoli lupemfu. You know, this is where I actually said umukuru unga mu control 5 years old. So number 5 years old do murumendo uli 20 years amunati bashukuru sopway kwa yaripita babashukuru tubonfya tubonfya yakutsininka tubonfya liquid soap bashukuru bararanda twambona shani iro shira kwata badadzi obe nare bonfya sopway in. You bring up a debate, so Munia Zuru is just fine. The issue to do is to identify the type of the person he is. And now it is actually the work and the job of the Speaker of the House. I'm sure in Gabariko orientation, Kuraboku is to introduce through ama CV. Na kuskuru ingawa ya college tufire twashwe ngalikwata kwa kabudwera kali konse bakuremba so that nango wakunyuka wa bet pumputu mulya jurin mumulani kane that's how it is. That's why more Africa we should actually define equality na equity. Now if you feel trubani kabatika bani topic of the other day kuma konkani ya mama CHIKAMONEKA.
Twatotera sana mkwaipa mashwasi mo walanda bamsepela chachine echo tulefaira bana banono na bena bafuleko mungada amafunde bakutila basutinge environment yabo pali lelo tato abuli abakalamba ngefyo balande ebo tulisushe munganda amafunde bale kusana nefilefo ya balumendo yo kanshi bakwini mpumi baleta topic ya miti mufipatala.
Mama, before Shiraya Pamiti, could you point to you watch that somebody said that the speaker is more powerful than MPs, Queen Pumi, you are wrong. Yes, we know the speaker is more powerful, but we are saying all MPs are equal. All MPs are equal, and we are saying these are other MPs, they are spewing hate speech on Munia Zulu. He's short. Did he choose to be born short? That is the hate speech. It's a cyberbullying. They should stop. They should stop cyberbullying him because and then on the speaker, we are saying that the speaker of the National Assembly should be elected because right now he was appointed by a majority house. Most of the members of parliament, they are for UPND. So that is biased. She was appointed by the president and the whatever, new Dawn MPs. So she's biased to those people because those are the ones who picked her. Some of these the constitutional laws we are practicing, they are old and archaic. We need to change them. We need, like judges need to be elected. Speaker of the House need to be elected. So there are no bias. We can continue, Mama.
Queen Mpumi, just before Mama Maria comes on, those of you who are coming on the program now, you should actually first find out exactly how we address the issue of Munia Zulu and not just bash him. The truth of the matter is Munia is an MP and so he needs protection from the speaker.
Yes.
The speaker has to protect each and every parliamentarian. But if the speaker is the first one to castigate him, he feels frustrated. even the other parliamentarians or the speaker can take some time and engage Munia Zulu even at parliament and say, if you need to put a point across, these are the ways of doing it. Has this been done? Or have people just castigated him? Imagine me standing up when I was in my youth, and then my peers, my elders always telling me, oh, sit down, you little girl. Fantu nomwaiche kuti watola mukamo kabidi. It's not always that our Kalamba are the ones who are always right. Nomwaiche kuti akusambirishako kamona tubidi. So Munia Zulu, I insist, needs protection from the speaker. And they should stop bullying him and allow him to speak without any disturbance at all. Then he will know. And you, the speaker, do not be in a hurry to try and make him to sit down and end his submission as quickly as possible because you are in a hurry to get rid of him. Find time to sit the boy down. He has anger management that he wants to sort out. And if we leave it like that, we are gonna lose the youth giving themselves up to serve the people. You see, we need more youth. Atimitikula empanga. So the youth want to come aboard. Can we give them a chance? Thank you, Queen Mpumi.
Thank you. So Mama has dropped. Do you want to continue on health?
Yes, I think now our second subject was the health system in our country. Right now, I think I would like to call the health system in this country as scandalous. It's really scandalous. You know, people's lives are not being respected at all. You know, I think you will attest to the fact that some 3 or 4, 5 months ago, there were women who gave birth and their children died. And these clips were on social media because of negligence from the health authorities, you know. And most of our health personnel, they have a laissez-faire attitude towards the patients. And you find now, as usual, there are so many queues in health institutions, you know, despite the government employing a lot of doctors. I think I heard something that the government had employed a lot of doctors. So why are we still experiencing long queues in hospitals? We have doctors who, you know, they're there working, but they're not there, they're not present, and they still earn a salary. They're seated at home, but they've gone to the hospital to register that they've logged in, but they're actually not there, you know. And then we have a government that is blaming the health personnel of thefts. Surely if there are thefts in health institutions, then you as a government, you need to up your security systems. You know, you need to put in measures that the medicines in these health institutions are not stolen by the health personnel, you know, because you are blaming the health personnel, but you don't really have proof. There's so much shortage of drugs in the health systems. People are just given Panadol and Panadol and Panadol. No any other drugs. The people that are on NEMA, I will say today, if you are given a prescription at a government hospital, you know, you will agree with me that you have to go to about 30 or 40 pharmacies. And sometimes if your prescription is given on one paper, you go to one pharmacy, you will find one drug. And that pharmacy will take your prescription, and your other 4 drugs will not be dispensed because that pharmacy needs records to keep that they have served such and such a person. So nowadays we are seeing patients going to the hospitals and asking for a different prescription for all the medications. Say if you're on 4 medication, you will demand 4 prescriptions, you know, and by the time you get the drug, you will start off at 9 o'clock and maybe up to say 14, 15 hours, you go to this pharmacy, the medicine is not there, you go to that pharmacy, and not all the pharmacies are on NEMA, you know. So the government, we need to up our game to make sure the pharmacies that have a large variety of medication are placed on NEMA. I would like to name one pharmacy, which is Lusaka Pharmacy in town. I see Lusaka Pharmacy in Lusaka here has got almost all the medication that one can want. Why aren't such pharmacies put on NEMA to make the exercise of the patients a little bit more easier? Imagine you are sick and you are meant to go to 20 pharmacies for you to be able to get all your drugs, you know? And then I also wish to talk about this I don't know what to call it, this big scandal that was brought about honeybee. Honeybee. It was a big scandal that was used in campaigns. We saw on social media how people were being bashed. You brought expired drugs. You brought expired condoms. Hey, so many things. What has happened today? You know, the Parliamentary Public Committee has found that honeybee is innocent. They did not bring any expired drugs. What a shame. Sometimes it is better you do your due diligence, you do your investigation, and then you come out with a story. But nowadays, it goes wild like wildfire, even before verifying information. Today, I would like to say it's a scandal because you used it in your campaigns to woo the majority. You used it to woo the majority, you know. And how many scandals now will you prove to be untrue? You know, there has to be some fairness, there has to be some principles in the way you execute or deliver information out on the public. You know, do your due diligence, you know, before you go out and you what's the word? You alert the public. You make the public, you know, start panicking. Because every day you opened Facebook, it was, oh, they gave us expired medication and blah, blah, blah. You know, today, those people who were screaming the loudest, today they are quiet. You know, again in hospitals, the new government has employed. Why do we still find no drugs in hospital? You know, you are taking the lives of Zambians for granted. You are taking them for granted. You know, why do we find there is so many queues when you go into hospital? I was listening to a program the day before yesterday. Here came a gentleman on Facebook and he said he went to UTH. He had a problem on his leg. He got there as early as 6 o'clock. The doctor only rocked up at 11 o'clock. When he rocked up, he was now seen about 13 hours by the doctor. And the doctor just looked at his leg and says, I need you to go for an x-ray. So he goes to an x-ray and he finds those people at x-ray department have gone for lunch. It is 13 hours in a public health institution. And so he goes back to the doctor and he's told, oh, the doctor is no longer here. He has gone for lunch. That is playing with somebody's life because that person woke up early in the morning, probably at 4 o'clock in the morning, to take themselves to a health institution. And what they had was something so serious and severe that the person actually stayed there up until 18 hours and the doctor never came back. So these health personnel, they were crying out for jobs. Now jobs have been given to you. Be serious with the jobs you were crying for. You know, deliver to the expectation of the Zambians that gave you the vote so that you can enjoy these jobs that and good pay that they are now giving you. You know, that is my submission. Don't take the Zambian people for granted. It is a scandal what is happening in our health facilities, because our health is not being taken seriously anymore and we are not being respected. Thank you very much, Queen.
Thank you, Mama. That is actually an emotional subject for me, healthcare. Very emotional because we are losing, as we are speaking right now, people are dying because of bad healthcare practices. So really, what is it going to take? Like, what is it going to take? Because we know that it is a job of the government. The government must provide adequate health care to all of us. Going to a private hospital should be an option for comfort purposes. Like if you want tea when you want it, or you want TV in your room, that's when you go to a private hospital. But basically, any hospital in Zambia should provide all medications, all equipment, all the nursing care should be there, you know? So what I just want to say about healthcare, there are 5 things that we need in our Zambian healthcare. Well, number 1 is training in customer service. We need a government to implement nationwide training for global standard healthcare service, where patients are respected in giving them care. Patients' information is respected. Not where you go to the hospital today, you test negative or positive for a certain disease, the whole neighborhood knows your status. That should be a crime. These medical personnel should be able to keep confidentiality. We are losing a lot of people who are dying from social diseases because they are afraid to go to the hospital near them because their information will be out there. This is all there under the umbrella of training. The government needs to implement nationwide training of customer service in all hospitals, not only hospitals, in all government buildings, government service. You go to the passport office, you go to the NRC office, you go to the Ministry of Education. We need a program. Government must adopt a program to improve customer service delivery. This is really important because we are each other's customers. If you are a nurse, I'm a teacher. Tomorrow you might need some help from me. I should treat you right and vice versa. So the training is needed, guys. And then this drug thing is the biggest scandal of whatever. It's the biggest scandal in a Zambian history. Because this new government campaigned on fake drugs, as Mama said. But now today we are told there's no case. I still believe there was a case. But you know why? When a crime happens, you have to investigate right away. They were given enough time to cover their tracks. Hence, this, like many other cases, they have disappeared in thin air. So who do we have to blame? This is where most Zambian voters blame themselves for voting some of these people in office. Computerization. We need to upgrade our systems. Zambia needs to have a computerized healthcare system where each pharmacy is connected. And all these are the things we were hoping would happen in the new dawn. But up to now, we are still chasing a dream. we are still chasing the dream. No medical equipment. I was talking to a lady who's trying to go to Tanzania for a procedure. Imagine. This lady is trying, she was telling me she's trying to get her passport and she's trying to go to Tanzania for a medical procedure. We can't have certain medical procedures in Zambia. Why? Why? So it's actually a depressing topic because people are dying every day and nobody's giving this healthcare thing the seriousness it deserves. Because these people, they fly out to China, India, South Africa, they have money to go to a private hospital, but we are here to talk about my grandmother in Shangomo, in Imwense, in Zambezi, in Kaputa, Chiengi, those people there. So it's actually an end here, you know, we just need our parliament to man up and do what they're supposed to do. These are the things they are supposed to be talking about in parliament. We should see these bills, emergency laws passed in action to train all nurses, customer service, talk to your patients right, keep patients' information private, order new equipment. The tax holiday that was given to those mining companies who are already billionaires could have brought all machines in Zambian hospitals. Could have provided training for all our personnel. I don't really blame the Zambian people because like me, I've lived here and here they train you in everything. They train you how to talk to people so that they hold you accountable. They train you customer service. They train you talk with empathy, sympathy, you know. They train you in everything. We cannot hire people and take it for granted that they know how to talk to people. We have to train our personnel in all our services. And the government has to allocate funding to train people so they behave correctly when they are dealing with patients or customers in other government departments. So I end here, guys. Mama, if you have a comment, you can go ahead.
Natasha sana peri ashiria healthy. Iliria ashiria musipatale eri. Icha number one wecho nala sosa chakwe bati. Avena Zambia pakufume mi itapendwa. Okuya mkuvota out wa PF. Wale fire change. Pandakoso kwamba okulia abantu hospital. Bakwaje ambili okulia abantu. Patala. Mukitwe bakoso mwine mcentral hospital. Ala tachaba meba kwini mpumi. Abantu apa bali minute tintango mbyo kutila. Ububu asya bufiri okupwa. Bonsi bali ama bedsiders vale isa nefikondo efyabulira. Na baba ya kubi bakoso.
Mama, muyano kutali umwana wandi number 2, my daughter, I had her in Kitwe Central Hospital. In Ndola. I had 2 of my children in Ndola Central Hospital. Mwankosulomo bali. So nafumine kuleba, I wasn't even fully conscious vande telo mwana. At sungo mwana obe ngatwa mtola ku nursery bala muri efikondo. My daughter, she's in her late 20s. Eto mfuri rwoko bacha inefo nale pitamo nabana bandi bapitemo abana nabafyalire ku government hospital Ndola Central. Mwani fiko swecho fini. I was 2 weeks from delivery bandetelo omwana ati omwana obe musunge wilala kulea ulale kunganda. So ba doctor baisa wangu 16 hours nga wakosa kofia fidia kukufunya unless wapata complication ebo bale sunga mu hospital nga wakosa kofia shani but doctor alaisa twice asking after my vitals. If you look again you go home because nga waikala mu Kitwe Central Olondola Central walaisa ngomwana na bali efikondo kabili kulabo kunaka ufumine muleba tukatuchishe kunganda efo bale tuchita.
Kanshi wa kwini mpumi ilili ashiriri sana. Ilili ashia hospital libisana. Elo chimbi. Ubu bwafya. Ama doctors bonse muma hospital bali kwata ama kliniki ayabo na ama drug stores ayabo. Abantu bamwene okutila nga chako bati twachinja obuteko balaisa babapulune bonse balabakwata ama kliniki yabo bala mukubomba kuma kliniki yabo balete mwaba doctor bashakwata ama hospital na ama drug stores. Pantu imiti lyonse nga shaisa muchipatala walasa nga doctor ala kutuba kulika kliniki ateku abe imiti kanshi ni kliniki yakwe nishibali ibe imiti mufipatala bali yabe shaka bali yabachira ya.
Bad connection. So I think we are going to wind down. Last comments, Paul, and then Paul, last comments on healthcare of our mama. Anik.
Okay, thank you very much. Yeah, I think I just want to comment a little. First, I'll start with the scandal for honeybee. There are people that died that actually got with that information to say those drugs were expired. So now the Attorney General has agreed to compensate honeybee. What of us, the Zambian citizen? Because there are people that died, there are people that didn't use those condoms, and there are people that actually contracted the virus during those times. Are you telling me that those people, the compensation they are getting is actually by them putting them on meds? Those are the questions. If so, is there a cake which those people they will actually start eating for that month, because it is actually torture? Because abantu kwaratawe yani byali detro tuma kondo muto atulika abantu bonse bayirekene fa family plan na skulu ala cancer ingano mbayi fo bataba womfeje fo bataba nwine panado yakwe mwala tripla shani ba Antonio General, because even us, we are suing you. This is the time where we say e propaganda. I think it has grown wings with branches, because now ababa icho mureba tawe ani be. I think in order to shame those people that were propagating at honeybee actually supplies drugs, that's why we have seen there's a shortage of drugs in Zambia, because those are Indians. So there are blockages of drugs. That's why in Gawaya Kumushi, Nago Kumushi, we should also understand and try to educate our sisters. Eko waya atawe a family planning tetsinda soine, but now it's because of the news was actually being exaggerated. So if you're feeling the healthcare system ya Zambia, if into feeling normal. Now you would wonder the question which we are asking here. Those 11,000 health workers, have they received their salaries? If they have received, then we need to discipline those, because people, they cannot be queuing. Urwere chifubati B, urwere diarrhea, urwere malaria, but queue. And they are exchanging the same infectious parapene ones. So pakufuma uyuachira diarrhea ara kona kati B kumyabu. Uyuach kwata nani na wara sende fiara yako. And I was very surprised and shocked. Clinic iya kweba toilet murebo mfe abana kashiye mure ne yabawo. I don't know nakanimwenga kusu that bonse barwere, so there's nothing which can happen. I don't know. Ngamwaya Kurusaka, there is the Kuchirenji level 1 there. That's not a hospital. We can call a hospital ya kweba na bantu bayapo. Because it's not even worthy to be called a clinic. It is actually a mortuary inofoningaita. But when someone speaks to say, no, you actually see the health minister moving. So we know what the health minister goes to do. It's to inspect the healthy. Nganipadi dress code na ngukumone meet. Here I'm not sure what those inspections are. And you know, when you have people that are frustrating you, like AMA Minister of Health directors, they have seen a weakness. So number, what can be the best idea is to open up a platform and a website for Minister of Health and let it be actually be installed each province. We cannot just rely on NIMA. What is the government doing? Because neni mbona kwati NIMA na ifimbika sana government umutwe. Inga nomba ababa kufamu abashotu marasha. Can they afford NIMA yoyineyo baletako? So what I can say is that let's the government ban NIMA first, so that we see that the government yakwata po kwa kushintisha kunima. We want to see government itself. Here they should just come open, because now in NIMA I feel it is actually for the government, and there should be a proper sensitization. You will find that ingawaya kuchiriro at quite a difference, at quite a there's a casket and a coffin. Someone pachiro pastor shimikira kumanda no shimikira. But not only just saying to say you guys start paying number 5 kwacha, kuma quite bana findo insurance, kanya assurance. All those things are the work for the health facilities to sensitize the people. Number parai ni moine. Not tu na ene yako ati the issue to do with HIV na TB. It's a non-disclosure tawafuile, because mwarasanga ati nesi ule kupima arepima X wakwe bali endelepo na yena nangumu nankwe liloro amusanga ati yo ina virus kashi badobo wenda na bena boy bachisa ku health kulya to achibapima tubasangire so ili ashirya rasa nero mwamusango omuntu negative immediately mwara mpera fetu prep nesoda ala mukwalasha bajari ure baja ero tawishi bofware ichingirisho mwini. So that's why health care in Zambia it has actually gone to the dogs, because and people they are even afraid chawama fele mwine fele amba fyokura nwafe fya chimuntu, because nga ku hospital like Pandora Teaching Hospital, that building is actually shabby. Ero if my elevator chari nkomekerapo no kunkomekerapo mulya chaya nswira kumocha likulya ka sent feke kake kafe ba nemke mwe bali wa mya hospital para pakati, but this time around panshi pa floor panunka fe ashishibeno a type of medicine yo for finunka, but in the health minister came bali chitire bayo chitire to around Esbod Pandora Hospital yali kokoboka floor panshi imoneka kwati na kalemoni classroom muli omwangaira ba grade 1 muli abaya no chimbi omwa ichanga tabale omwana madamu ambokula atura floor ambokula chitashani. It is because the government ama policies yabo. Now we have ama NGOs like USAID from the American people, we have PEPFAR, all those NGOs, they help the needy. So where are those drugs and the money? Where is it going? Because most of this we believe that if my drugs if ku India and it is being shipped to Zambia. But what is surprising is that no muntu fine fe omuntu fe afuma fe kulya, you will find that aisenga nipa clinic apona ikara ala fentera para pene nga fenta banesi bareka no kwikata. Let me say something pa social media now. Nesi na weta ababantu chimo chine kubenga waya kuba walasanga kuri waitress kuri weta barakwata waiters cloth umuntu yakwe batina kwataka bebinga karu kashani barawamya na nesi lya te kufora fya karaka uniform na akepi mini nati nesi uliomu lwere nangwa iramfya ninchitowe because enchitowe asalire yakumone fronde yakwafurisha emibiri. That's why issue it has to start from the Red Cross. Nomba banesi besopo barefuma na kwata na iPhone yoyine na uya ba clinic officer because ni ba boyfriend bakwe nangu bamwebe kairi namo bareranda ma WhatsApp. You have no power. Ero bareranda nokulati chimoni ni free service. It's not free service. We pay for those services through our task. So nombe chirefa yakachakwe bati muma health yomu Ababonsama nurses bonse, you should come out. Whether you have gotten the first salary for those, the recruitees, if you have got, what are you doing? We know that you may not be getting settled in allowance as it is now, but your issue, it is to save lives. And two, the dress code is fine. Because it is actually making people to die. Waya ku hospital kulya uliwa BP waya mkumona fimbi neshani tawa mwokati banesta mufuere bwino banesti mbita kutungene nyereti kutungene nyereti nga walanda ko chala wafeni fimbi. So what is needed lastly is that look, especially ama hospitals yonse, I actually brought the issue to do with the ayama morning after pills. Tayafwile yale sangwa mutuma drugs file tenfe ma government monso. Ututwino tuba echo tutuma sisters tuwesu. Ibe feni compulsory ngayaba bwino health system ne fitu mu Zambia na skin bonse yala mbokula moneka bwino. It's a Savannah Mediterranean climate na fipusania mu Zambia ne ya mu South Africa moja. So also to the chakwe what one, can you ban Nima first? Government in okay, fine. Where is Nima getting the drugs? Where even the government can fail because Nima, I think the insurance company, which is actually covers for health, no mega ingatwai cancer, they can actually get the advice. Where is Nima buying those drugs? And don't so to my drugs throw to so. But for the first what we started, we should be first. When they cross them, all once for a panga fiakwat ni pharmacist once to fuire to ambokura chenchenta. Do they have a proper certificate? Because if it's kenga waya kurena na prescription, uliowa muliara kurembera handwriting that you are even unable to read. Nga waya muliana bena wa pharmacist waya kusekako, ona ulware chipute, but kurata chikwebo muntu kulia. Because ari busy pa WhatsApp, ari busy pa shani. So I think healthcare is so, it's not actually helping. Thank you very much.
Mama, ona mulanda ba yiki.
Nalanda siyo fast, mulanda wakat network ile.
Na Fraser, yes. Tuarana mkuisa last comments.
Kwa inalanda fiya mashu yako ba chachi ne balanda ba po black. Okuti la inima bafili okuisala. Because nima, alenga sana obwafya mupatala. No making sure kumona ma doctors abakwata ma clinic yabo bonso kubeminika nabakwata ma drug stores. Elo kabiri ukubafiri ku making sure ba minister of health bafiri ku making sure ati muma hospital ma blankets ya libola ama beddings yonse ama beds ya libola utulia tu ineka tushinga tuma shanga tuma wardrobes to babika mulya shaisha tu libola ama bed ya libola abantu ama mattress ya libola ala ndemye bakashinga mwatwala omuntu kutipatala mwaisha fati kuya mukufwa takabwere ichena cheka kwati nikumocha ichena ukuludi mpobulwele mu hospital mwali nunka mwali baindo obubisana mulya mwine bapose efisoso mulya tetutemu kanshi chirefa ikachakwe bati bwangu bakubenki shop checheta ubumi bw'abantu mufipatala abantu balefwa imiti tamwaba emiti ngabale kupera pana dokukubikira paka pepa kwatu wafuma mkuloba tu soti twa one kwachi tamwa bana ma prescriptions tamwa balemba ma books basusula elo balemba pomuti apata tu apitela mumbali mwe muteko ifipatala tafukwa chomuti ngabale mibepo bufukuli baputi kabiye nimo mufipatala muimwene ifipatala na fiona ika abantu n'abapo kufokula fuira pa makiu ilili ashitaliwa mena mfepano abantu bapo kufo ngachako abati ku health insto yakulisha bati point abantu 5 abakwati making sure abike bitwe pamo bamoneo ama hospital yeke ifipatala na fibola ngamwa yakulya kuine kulyoko bapapira kuleba wadi ala kuti walira kuleba wadi kuti walire filamba fyapo na ma gloves takwaba kuishtira fyonse kuifwaira ndemye elo kulia kuleba wadi kwa bafyo tu aiche tweka 19 years 10 years 15 years etu aicho tule papisha bako tenga mama CHIKAMONEKA instead ilya wadi ilya bakanye bakanye wadi y'abakulu abali 40 and above kuleya kwa bakalambanga mama CHIKAMONEKA ba midwifery baleya kulya era okukuli 20 upisa 25 years upisa panshi kuleba kwa bayiche notu yumse banyawuli cyacho bayiche tabakwati byomchichi ukula papisha abakote patala abakulu n'enkonto kuya bapapisha kumwana omuno nabishwa n'inchitono bamuleshikula abana mu kyalo kya Zambia akali abale papisha abantu ni bana mayo abakulu abakisapa mushinku ababa ichofule bale papisha bayiche banabo notu kwa papisha abakote kwenepo na pero mnando wa network.
So, Mama, you have something to say?
I just quickly 1 minute. I totally disagree where the people are saying NEMA should close down. I tell you, NEMA, in my view, has helped a lot of people access drugs, not from the government institutions, but from private pharmacies that the government has struck a deal with. Now, the new government has even gone further to tighten all the loopholes that used to exist in the previous government. Because in the previous government, all you did was just go to UTH and you ask a friend to write you a prescription and you go and access your medication from a NEMA accredited pharmacy anywhere in Lusaka, in the Copper Belt. But now it's not the case. If you are sick, you go to the clinic that is going to address your problem. And then they write to you a prescription. You are now sent on a desk where they verify, you know, that your file is actually saying you are suffering from ABCD. So the new government, I want to give them kudos. They have strengthened the systems of NEMA. Secondly, and if NEMA, you go there, you are given an opportunity to choose which scheme you want to go on to. There is a retired scheme. There is a scheme of you are still active and working. And this now determines how much you will be paying on a monthly basis. Now, I'm sad to hear about honeybee, that there are people who died. I think through our voices, that if we could continue to sensitize the people, if we continue to talk on behalf of the people, lo and behold, somebody in the ministry will hear us and take action on people that died. And lastly, my last contribution, I really want from the bottom of my heart to give the current government, UPND, kudos, because two or 3 weeks ago, the government imported dialysis machines in this country, you know, and sometimes it's good to say thank you where it is due. Dialysis machines were very difficult for patients who were sick of kidney problems to access treatment. And this government has made it possible that we have new dialysis machines. Well done to the new Dawn government for this. And we say thank you. Thank you, Queen Mpumi.
Thank you. So we see we have our son there, a special guest, but before I bring you on, I have a few comments. As you know, this platform, we are a human rights-based organization. Our focus is for the vulnerable, the widow, the homeless, you know, the orphans, the village in Shangombo who doesn't even have a paycheck, the villager in Mporokoso. These, because you know what, we are kind of like detached to the real issues. Like we want to focus on people who have a paycheck, who have degrees, who can hustle and earn a living. Human rights is looking at the person at the bottom, the forgotten person. So in this healthcare system, where are these people, you know? And this is why we are crying to say, these people are the ones perishing every day. Someone has a job, they can get a loan and go to a hospital, buy medication, but what of somebody who has nothing? Statistics say that Zambia's unemployment is at 0.7. So very few people are employed, a drop in ocean. And those are the people that we really want to focus to say, how is our government helping these people? Because it's their mandate to provide health care. My son, you can come in.
Okay, thank you. Good evening, good morning, or afternoon, anywhere you are. This is Matthews from Zambia, Lusaka. The program is very interesting and timely. At least it's eye-opening. It's eye-opening, and every topic I missed that the Parliament one, but even the health is so important. People are dying every day. Number one reason is because we, in as much we are given position to ministers, we're just there for lifting our ego, for lifting our financial fortune, not having the heart to save humanity. So one of the advice to the Upnd government for them to survive, if they can be reshuffled, we have got a lot of important, not really important, but people who are really doctors in this country. We had Dr. Branch to these things were not happening. We got Mama Chrisinga Seva. You know, saving a country, we need to overcome issues of political party. By the end of the day, it's not a political party that is losing, it's Zambia that is losing. As a result, not offering services to the people. Every day, we're having youths, thousands of them are leaving the country, and they're finding their future out there, serving in other countries. Why? Because in our country, we are taking everything personal. And one of the enemy of development in this country is where we label the other side, which is the criminals. Not knowing that the same criminals, some of them are innocent, some of them are the ones with the solution. So until we stop calling each other names, criminal, whatever, then we're going to find a solution. We have this building, the new Kenneth Kaunda, which was a Mulungushi International Conference. Why can't the opposition and the government, all of them in number, I don't know how many they are, they gather in one place, they do a dialogue, they come up with a solution. Is Zambia going forward or not? Going forward as a country is not about a political party, it's about every Zambian, every stakeholder to be involved. This issue of who is special, who is educated, who is what, is not helping. Every day, the population, until now, we don't even know the number of the people we have in Zambia. Because, I don't know, things every day are diminishing. Every day, things are going down. Every day, things are going down. Has the government done a research of how many people are educated? Some of the educated people are out there, their documents are loading. The issue of that ECZ being appointed, sorry for going back, but it's an insult to the youths. It's an insult to the youths. In the SADC region, Zambia is one of the countries with educated, high-profile people. But you cannot compare a Zambian with a Zimbabwean, or yes, Zimbabweans are just clever, fast in doing things, but Zambia in the SADC is very high respected. A South African cannot be compared to a Zambian, but a country that is having people who are well-to-do in academic, we are behind. Very soon, Zambian parliament is rushing to become a South African parliament. Very soon, there will be no protection of guns here. You'll be running in town, you're in a bus, and people are carrying guns because everywhere, security, everywhere, police, everything. That's why even police are beaten. Why everything is confused, everything. Information from State House can come out anytime. There's no order, there's no order. There's no order. Thank you. Yeah, a lot has to be done. Sorry for going back to the other
No, we
topics.
want to hear from you. Actually, I get encouraged when I see sons such as yourself, you know, because if I to the mukufana tukula, you are the future, you know. And I always say that Zambia will be saved by people like you. So we want you to keep talking and bring your heads together. We are all Zambian. That's why I always go back to the point to say human rights. Let us think of the person at the bottom. We are not talking about the person who has a degree, who has a job, who lives in woodlands or New Kasama. We are talking about the people who are in squatter townships. We are talking about the people in the villages. For the government to have policies to protect those people, to take our people out of poverty. And to end, I would just like to say, like I always say, do your research. Zambia has more money than people. We just need people who are patriotic and love every Zambian across political affiliation, across tribes, across region, to take Zambia forward. Here in America, we are 350 million people, but we all work to have a better life. America is built by foreigners. The indigenous people, they are in what they call, I forget the word. They are in exclusive areas, the original owners of the land. But all of us Americans, Europeans, Asians, Africans, we are here working as one. Now, for Zambian, same DNA, same skin color. Why can't we live above our political differences? Why can't we live above our regional, whatever, or tribes?
Thank you. Can I just conclude?
Yes.
In every, Zambia is blessed, but we need to overcome this spirit of putting each other down. Within the country and outside. I don't know.
Yes.
Zambia's potential in whatever we do, but the spirit of putting each other down. Yesterday, I was in the street of Kalala, I was in Lenge. I felt bad. One of my friends wanted to buy airtime, but the money wasn't enough. And then he entered in this shop of a foreigner, run by a foreigner, and then he says, can you add something for me? I'm going to bring back, because they're neighbors. The amount he was asking, it was very small, but the foreigner refused. The fact that the foreigner refused, I got upset. Yes, it's business, there's nothing for free, but the fact that the foreigner refused, I got upset on that fact. We have given the foreigner the privilege to run business, and the foreigner now is refusing to give this Zambian help that can save life, because this Zambian guy wanted to shop, because they're neighbors. They know each other. He has been going there. So my point is that if the Zambian people are not protected, as a result, even foreigners are coming also to deprive our own rights by the end of the day. We need a Zambia whereby if we protect the foreigners, even the Zambian must be protected. The same peace they feel, we must also feel it. But if we're not careful, we're going to live in a land where the owners of the land will start feeling like we're foreigners. And they're laughing at us. There was a time I had a dream. I don't know why I had that dream. I was in town in Cairo. I found a foreigner beating a Zambian. I got upset. I had to beat that foreigner. So now God was showing Kuti, this thing will start happening. But why such things start happening is because we Zambians, we are no longer united. We are no longer united. No, the youths are not protected. The elders also are not protected. There's just confusion everywhere, as if it's a spell. So we need to pray. We need to pray. Our morals are gone. The other causes of the confusion is the bishops, because the bishops, most of the time, they don't speak the truth. They just dance to the tune. They just dance to the tune. So the clergy also system in Zambia has also contributed for all these chaos that is going around. They spare the credit because when it's time for elections, all the politicians run to church. After church, all that coming out. So it's very hard to tell a politician the truth, which stop that. Right now, politicians are not going to church. Come 2024, 5, there are 6, they'll be in churches. So all these, but why can that be an Indaba? Let all the oppositions, and there are a lot of oppositions in Zambia. All of them, the ruling party, let them cover an Indaba. I remember there was a difference between Manawas and Sata. Yes, I was young, but there was an Indaba.
Okay, I think our son has gone. Thank you, guys. We are about to close. Mama, you have a last words? No last words? Anik?
Thank you, ladies. It's always a privilege to be on this site so that we can interact with the masses and impart the little knowledge that God blessed us with, and also learn new things every day, and continue doing a good job for the greatness of this country. Thank you very much, Mama Maria and Queen Mpumi, and you have a blessed night.
Thank you, guys. Thank you, our mothers. Thank you, viewers. We are back on Wednesday. We'll take a break tomorrow. So see you on Wednesday with another, topic that's affecting the masses. We are here for the poor. We are here for the Zambian forgotten. We are here for the voiceless. So if you have a heart for the people, even if you are privileged, but you care about the villager who's sharing fertilizer, the person who's trying to, just find money to buy Panadol, this is your channel. We are here to talk and uphold humanity. Ubuntu. This is what we want. We want to save Zambia, because Zambia is, you heard our youth. We can't even say much. So good night, people. Love you. See you on Wednesday. God bless.